In today's Student Athlete Spotlight, we're making a stop here at Rustburg High School to highlight Red Devils senior pitcher Eden Bigham. Eden helped lead Rustburg to last year's Class 3 state championship. She has signed to play for UVA this coming season. Why'd you choose UVA, Eden?
I chose UVA obviously because of their academics and their coaches are just amazing. They were encouraging to me throughout the whole recruiting process because I don't think people really understand how stressful it is. You know, you're getting calls starting September 1st and you know, some coaches want you to make a decision now, some want you to take your time, and UVA just, all the coaches throughout that time were just, you know, not even persuading me to pick there, just, you know, encouraging me and telling me that whatever I pick is, you know, best for me.
How tough was the decision? Did you have schools that you considered besides UVA?
It was pretty tough for me. I think just not deciding where I wanted to go, just knowing that it is the next 4 years of my life and where I'm going to be and away from my family. I did talk to other schools like Liberty, and that was obviously a big factor because of my mom. But just because I think it was so close to home, I wanted to get out and just explore things kind of to myself and be able to, you know, see other opportunities for my future.
Your mom was a great pitcher in high school and at Liberty University in college. How much has she meant to your softball career, her and your dad?
She's done a ton for me, and my dad has too. You know, since the day I started pitching, they're out in the cage with me every single day pitching, and I remember just hundreds of pitches throughout the week, and some days I did not want to go out there, but they were always pushing me, you know, like, if you want to be good, if you want to go to college, you know, this is what you have to do. And even though it's not fun at times, I know that they're just doing it because they want what's best for me, and my sisters, they do the same thing and, you know, doing their job.
Yeah, parents, that's what they're supposed to do. Sometimes they can be irritating, but they're doing it for your best benefit.
Yes, we've gotten in a couple arguments, but you know, we all work it out, and then when we get home, you know, on the softball field, in the heat of things, it just kind of gets, you know, everything's happening all too fast, and once we get home, we talk everything out, and it's all fine.
Senior year in high school, how big of a deal is this for you? How important is it for you to do well this year?
I mean, it's really important, obviously, but you know, coming from last year, you know, winning the state championship, we know there's a huge target on our back. But I mean, I don't want to use that like as pressure, you know, or like feel like there's expectations of us. And I feel like that is something that I know myself has struggled with at the beginning of the season. But I do want to go win again, but I know that if we don't, we did the best we could. And this team is very young and very new, and I would be okay with any outcome.
How has your role changed as a senior?
I feel like I have to be a leader, obviously. You know, all the seniors last year, we lost like 7 of them, I think. My best friends, you know, I grew up playing with them since I started, and just like I said, we're so young, and I feel like for these young freshmen and sophomores, I need to be a leader, and you know, by my attitude and the way I carry myself, and be very encouraging to them, and you know, show them that we can do what we did last year, even with the whole new team.
Besides softball, what keeps you busy here at Rustburg?
I play volleyball here, and so that season ended not too long ago, and then the day after we were out here playing softball, so that was that way last year too. And I'm in the National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society, so we've got to get like community service hours for that. So I like take gate money at the B team games, and I try to keep score just so I can, you know, stay involved with the community, and especially here at the softball field to show like the younger girls that we're here and that we're interested and we care about them coming up for the varsity later.
How about away from school? What do you enjoy doing in your spare time, which I'm sure is limited spare time?
We travel a ton. Like my mom over spring break, she was like, we're going on a surprise beach trip. That doesn't happen very often, but just even over the summer, we're gone playing tournaments all the time, and it's very rare that we get time to sit down as a family, but when we do, we really do take advantage of that. And we did get a new puppy, so we are taking care of her all the time because she's a handful. So.
What kind of puppy did you wind up getting?
She's a miniature Dachshund. So I hadn't actually heard of that dog until our neighbor had gotten one, and I was like, she's really cute. And now she's like a 5th child in the family. My mom loves her more than us sometimes, I think.
Yeah, my wife is like that with our 2 dogs and cat.
Yeah, she's our first indoor dog, so it's very different for us and the whole process, but we love her very much.
What's her name?
Luna.
Luna.
Yeah.
And does that name have any special significance, or you just like the name?
Honestly, no, because my mom surprised me with her. I was just sitting inside one night, and then she just brought her over to me, and it was like, surprise. So I had to kind of think of a name, all of a sudden, and everybody was arguing because there's 6 of us. So everybody was arguing over what name there was, and I was like, it's my dog, I'm gonna pick Luna. So it doesn't really mean anything, but I thought it was really cute for her, and it fits her.
Awesome. Have you decided on a major at UVA once you get there?
I haven't. I've been back and forth. I just feel like there's so many opportunities there that I don't know about yet that I want to explore before I go and decide something. But I obviously want to do something, that I can be successful in and be able to, be stable out of college.
All right, Eden, how many pitches do you have in your arsenal?
I throw 4, so I throw a fastball, which is not very common, but for me to throw in a game. And then I throw a changeup, rise, and curve.
Softball is so different from baseball because of the angle the ball is coming when it reaches the batter. Because you start down low and that ball rises as it gets to the plate, and it throws off a lot of people.
Yeah, it's, the spin is important. I've been taught, you can throw as fast as you want to, but the spin is really what is going to get people to swing and miss.
Can you show us how you grip the ball, say, for your rise ball?
Yeah, for a rise ball, so I put the knuckle here on the seam, and then I come here and twist. I always learned a doorknob. You're turning the doorknob down here, so that's how you throw it like that.
So that's the rise ball.
Yeah.
How about also the fastball, and then you throw a curve?
Yes, I do. A curve.
How do you grip the curve?
So curve is like this. So same as rise ball, just the knuckle isn't here, and then I've been taught you have a cup of water and you're throwing it this way without tipping it over. So it's like you're holding it and going that way.
Wow. Okay.
So same spin as a rise ball, just kind of the opposite way.
Rise ball, fastball, curve, and
Change up.
change up. How about the change up?
So I throw a very rare change up. I throw a knuckleball like this, and then I just come here and let it go, which is not very common because you have to have big hands to do it. So it is very rare, and a lot of college coaches, kind of stay away from it. But it's what I've thrown since I started throwing the change up. So
Here's a question for you. How do you not get worn out? Say you've got to throw 3 games in a week. Maybe you're making up a postponed game and you got to go out there 3 times a week. Don't you get a little tired, worn out after you pitch that often?
I do, but even, with travel ball, we'll pitch 3 games a day. I kind of get used to it, and I am sore a lot of the times, but, warming up and stretching really good is really what, keeps me in there. And also throwing the least amount of pitches I can every game, a lot of strikes, try to keep the balls down just so, my pitch count doesn't get too high for the week.
Gotcha. Can you show us your rise ball?
Yeah.
Okay.
5.
DC, you think you could hit her?
No. Rustburg is again very strong on the softball diamond this year. How is this year's team different from last year?
Like I said, we're very, very young. We lost 10 people from last year, and that was, I think, 8 starters that we lost. It's just, or 7, I think. It's very different, but these girls know that they have big shoes to fill, and they're coming and they're excited. And when we score runs in games, they're excited. And I think even Maggie Mahey, that plays center, she's the biggest energy of the team. She gets a single and she's gets everybody fired up in the dugout. But I think this team, they're very encouraging to each other, and we know that we can do anything if we practice hard.
What classes do you enjoy most in school? What's the one class you really look forward to during the day?
I'm taking a health class this year, and it's kind of a laid-back class. Everything is just unit quizzes and stuff like that. But I actually find that stuff really interesting, and I thought about studying something like that in college, and I feel like doing it through the early college program is helping prepare me to know what I want to do there. So I feel like taking this class will tell me if I'm interested in that kind of stuff. So
Eden, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for your
too.
time. We
Yep.
appreciate it.
Of course.
That's Eden Bigham, today's Student Athlete Spotlight.